Hi, everyone, and happy first Monday of December 2025. It's our last first Monday of the month for the year, which means this is our last live stream for 2025. So I have a whole bunch of happy wishes to give you. Happy December, happy holiday season, happy late Black Friday, happy Cyber Monday, happy shopping, happy all the things. This is a really fun time of year despite the fact that it feels cold outside, at least where I am. I'm in Toronto, and my God, it was cold this morning. But yeah, I hope that you're happy and having a great time wherever you are. And on that note, let me know in the comments where you are joining from. This morning, I was on TV. I do a live segment. If you're in Canada, I'm on the morning show, which is on Global. I do a live TV segment every other Monday. So this morning was a crazy day on set. We we had the garage door open to the set because there was also an outdoor segment, and it was freezing cold. And this is kind of an embarrassing story, but while I was live, usually the studio is so hot because of all the studio lights that are on, so that people look alive when they're on TV. You're usually sweating on set. Like, you can't leave things that might melt out because it's going to melt. It's going to go nuts anyway. And the humans also melt while they're on set. Yeah, it was freezing. It was so cold this morning that my nose started running while I was live. That was embarrassing. So I had to wipe my nose. Classic Canadian moment right there. So many great comments are already coming in, but I have a few little quick announcements to get to before I get to answering your cleaning Q&As. First of all, if you have a cleaning Q&A, this is your time where you can add it into the comments and I will get to you. This is also the time where, if you want, you can queue up to jump in live with me, and we'll split your screen and you and I can chat. This is honestly my favorite way to interact, but I know not everybody's comfortable being on camera. I feel like this is just like second nature for me by now, but I know it's weird. But if you are comfortable, hop on. We've got instructions on how you can do that. Basically, you just click a link, and then Karin, my producer, will help you get back there, and then you and I can start chatting about cleaning or organizing or decluttering or getting ready for the holidays or whatever. Okay. Teresa Johnson, if you are watching, thank you so much for becoming our newest member of the Clean My Space community. If you have questions, or if you're curious about becoming a member of the Clean My Space community, we've got links for you to learn more about that down below. You will get lovely shout outs here. There are some custom emojis you can use. You also get early access to our videos, lots of fun benefits, just a lovely way for you to say thanks to Clean My Space and help support me and my very, very small team. Okay, Black Friday, Cyber Monday. I just want to talk about this. Black Friday is in our rear view mirror, and thank God. I feel like emails are a little out of control at Makers Clean and Clean My Space. Like, we try to be very reasonable with the amount of material that we send out on emails. If you want to subscribe to our email newsletter, The Dirty Dish, you can do that. We've got a link to The Dirty Dish down below. If you want to subscribe to our Makers Clean, our sister company, if you want to subscribe to that newsletter, that's called the Makers Insider, you can subscribe to that as well. And it's really good to be subscribed to both. But the Makers Insider is giving subscribers special offers that you don't see any other time of the year. So for example, today, the mop, I just got a comment up on screen about our Makers mop, the taco shaped mop, which is an incredible mop. It is currently 45% off. So if you want to get your paws on the mop, this is the time. You can go to makersclean.com or makersclean.ca, and you don't even need a code. We've got it all set up. Okay. And also, because you're here, I'm just going to tell you tomorrow, no one knows this except for me and the team, and Clavio, who manages our emails, our robe, our bathrobe, which is a gift that I love to give to everybody because it's so luxurious and soft. It doesn't smell, it washes well, and it looks like high-end spa, is 50% off tomorrow. An amazing gift idea. And we are almost out of stock on that. So if you are interested in it, queue up for that now, because that's going on sale tomorrow. It's going to be sold out by the end of the day for sure. Okay, enough for me about Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Okay, one more thing. I am posting some stuff on my Instagram at Melissa Maker and at Clean My Space on both of those accounts if you are interested in seeing my pics. But that's about all I'm going to say about that. Okay, let's get down to business because we have a lot of business to cover today. Okay, hello. This is from Third Act Warrior 317. Hello, I'm looking forward to this. Up front, I have a question about hydrogen peroxide. I use it as an all-purpose cleaner, but I wonder if there are any downsides or possible enhancements. Yes. Okay, this is a great question. Let's talk about hydrogen peroxide as a cleaner. Hydrogen peroxide works like a bleaching agent. It is not bleach, but it is designed to whiten or remove color. Okay. So the other thing that it can do is it can help to kill surface germs, bacteria, etc. However, we have to use it judiciously for a couple of reasons. First of all, it's in that brown bottle, and it's in that brown bottle because it destabilizes when it hits the light. So if you're whipping up a bottle of, say, all-purpose cleaner and you're glugging in a whole bunch of hydrogen peroxide, you're actually going to destabilize the hydrogen peroxide and lose its potency very quickly. So I always say use it on demand instead of whipping it up and using it in advance. Now, if you are going to do that, just make sure that the bottle that you're whipping it up in is a dark bottle, black or green or whatever, and it's not see-through. Really, you want it to not be see-through, so that way the light can't hit it, because as soon as light hits it, it destabilizes, loses its potency, and then it's effectively water. Using it as an all-purpose cleaner is okay. I always love to remind people a little bit of bacteria is healthy for us. A little bit of germs, a little bit of like the daily stuff that you're going to encounter at your house or at the office, that's okay. Like I'm not saying, shake 100 hands and eat a sandwich without washing your hands first, but like our bodies do need exposure to germs to maintain and build our immune system. So you don't want to get rid of all the germs all the time. And that's why I always caution people against cleaning with something that has disinfecting properties. A general soap and water all-purpose cleaner, that's going to be just fine for the majority of cleaning that you need to do. If you need hydrogen peroxide to perform a certain job for you, absolutely use it. For example, in a hardwood floor cleaner or in a laminate floor cleaner, rather. If you need it to disinfect, if you need it for a specific DIY cleaning recipe, or if you're using it to, lighten your grout, that makes sense. But I just want you to use it judiciously for those two reasons. So I've given you a lot of information, as I always do, my friends. I always go deep. I just hope that helps you and helps you make heads and tails of using hydrogen peroxide with your cleaning. Great question. Thank you. Okay, here's a question from Joanne. What is the best bathroom mold cleaner without strong bleach chemicals? Okay. The best one that I have found is concrobium. And I always say concrobium is a mouthful, but it's spelled CONCROBIUM. If someone on my team is watching, they will get a link for you in the comments or in the description, not the description, in the comments, Joanne. Concrobium is, the reason I like this product is because it's designed to knock out mold and mildew, and it's low VOC. Volatile organic compounds. Okay, so you're not going to smell it, you're not going to experience it, and it can do the job without using bleach. Active is a product that I talk about as well. It is bleach based. It is quite powerful, as in it does work well, but the smell is going to hit you in the face. So I'm just putting both options out there for you. There you go. Hope that helps. All right. Oh, look at this. Christina said, hey, in Columbus, Ohio, I ordered 2 everything kits on Black Friday, and I can't wait to get them. Sorry, I'm just going through some of your comments here. And Christina, I'm excited for you because our everything kits are awesome. They are also on sale. We've been selling a ton of those. Yes, thank you, Christina. I hope you love them. I really do. And Lisa just bought your mop. I love it. I'm a house cleaner. I can't wait to use it in my clients' homes. Okay, Susan. Best products for cleaning glass shower doors. All right. Okay. Or tool for cleaning glass shower doors. Okay. You know what? I love this question. The best product / tool, like the one and done, is a magic eraser bath. So it's a magic eraser sponge. It's specifically got the word bath on it. This is a new development for magic eraser. And what they do, if you ever look at the magic eraser sponge and it has those dots of color in them, that's called being impregnated, which sounds odd, but that's the technical process of what it is. The sponge is literally impregnated with different, cleaning compounds or whatever. So this one specifically has been designed to tackle tough soap scum and other buildup in the bathroom. I have tested this. I let my shower go dirty for 6 weeks, no squeegee, nothing. And literally, Susan, I wet this sponge, squeezed it out so it got nice and foamy, and I cleaned the glass shower door and it came right off. So I have to say, that's the product slash tool combo that you need. It's great. Oh, we have a viewer from Macedonia. I think we've met before. Sing It's here. We've got Leah from North Carolina. Um, and then Laurel says, cleaning is not fun. So it's a happy, no fan, no. Okay, I don't understand the last part, but I get you. I get you because I also don't find cleaning fun. I think most of you know that I generally hate cleaning and find it a drag, but I do like a clean space. So I'm willing to put in the effort to get the cleanest space in the least amount of time. And that's my job. I'm just here to tell you the most efficient and effective way to get the job done right the first time so that we can move on and do the more fun things in life. Like, for example, decorating for the holidays, eating. That's always fun. Going out with friends, going on a trip, literally anything but cleaning. All right. Here's one from 747. Oh, and look at me forgetting to turn my phone on silent. And my best friend, who's a teacher, is calling me on her lunch break. So I'm sending her to voicemail. Sorry about that. This question is from 747. Angels, is it okay to put car wax in my bathroom sink to make it easier to clean? I have a 50s house with the original sink. Thank you. Okay, so my answer to this is no. And I know every TikToker, that person, they're going to say, oh, yeah, use car wax. It's a great life hack. And I'm going to say this, and I say it all the time. And I'm just going to say it again because I think it's important for everyone to hear. If a product is designed to be used on your car, that means the company that made it, let's call it Turtle Wax, tested that product for exterior vehicle use only. They did not have to go through testing to use it in your house. What does this tell us? We don't know how it's going to affect your sink or your finishes in the long run. We also don't know how it's going to affect you in the long run because you are exposing yourself to this product. You are breathing in the fumes. If you drop your toothbrush in the sink, I mean, of course, you're going to rinse it, but now, the toothbrush is going to be touching that wax. What are the consequences of that? We don't know. And neither does Turtle Wax because they are not testing it. So I'm not a gambler in general. I don't want to take a risk on that. And I also don't want you to take a risk on that. So that's why I always advise just use products carefully, and products that have been purpose built for the job that they're supposed to get done. Anything that some vlogger or whatever TikToker wants to do in their own house, that's their business. I just disagree with that stuff. Now, if you are looking for an alternative, something that's going to make it easier to clean your sink, you should look up a product called Life Proof. I've talked about this many, many times on the channel. It's a ceramic coating that's specifically designed to be used in your home. So I've put it on my counter. I've put it on my stainless steel appliances, like natural stone counters. You can use this on your sinks in your bathrooms and in your kitchen. And what it does is it basically provides a coating that will do the same thing as, say, car wax, but it's designed to be used in a home. And it's also nanotechnology. So it works on finer surfaces, finer scratches. It gives a bit of a shine or a glow. It's great for glass shower doors too. Water just beads right off instead of, caking on and forming hard water marks there. So have a look at that. Again, if someone from my team is watching, they can drop a link in there for you for, oh my God, help me. I just said it. 43-year-old brain, Life Proof. Life Proof will be in there. And you can check that out. I think it's great. All right, Sarah, this is an easy question for me to answer. I love these lowball easy questions. We're going to solve this problem for you real quick. How do you clean a coffee pot? It's got hard water stains. This is what you're going to do. You're going to get your jug of vinegar. Now, if you have full strength vinegar, anywhere from 6 to 10% acetic acid, that's your best bet. If you have regular vinegar, you're going to be just fine too. You're going to pour that into the carafe. You're going to heat it up. You're going to let it soak. You're going to dump it out. You may or may not need to scrub it with a sponge, like a non-scratch sponge. But the vinegar is so powerful that it is just going to eat away at those hard water stains. You can leave it overnight if they're really bad. And it's like one of these set it and forget it overnight cleaning jobs that you can just laugh at because it's that easy to do. And then, of course, just make sure that you rinse the coffee pot really well a few times because no one wants vinegar flavored coffee. That's disgusting. We haven't seen K-Pods or Nespresso come out with vinegar flavored coffee yet for a reason. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, very easy, very solvable problem. Mackenzie, you're so cute. Love the map in the back. I can tell you a quick story about this map. So it's very hard to tell, but this map, let me see if I can roll back here for a minute. That's my full wingspan. This map is 6 feet long by 4 feet high. It's huge. And I love it. I actually got it on Facebook Marketplace, but I did learn it was from IKEA. And the reason I love it is because what more would you want backing you up than a world map? Very inspirational. When you're having like an annoying day at work, you can turn around and remind yourself that, you're not the most important thing. There's a whole world out there. Number two, I love water. So I love looking at all of the different islands and water. Like, I just think that's fun. Number three, it like reminds me that there's a lot of people in the world that I can help, just it's got a lot of like really positive things associated with it. But yeah, I found it on Facebook Marketplace. All right, Catherine, if you can't seem to get out for cleaning for others itself, is there any way to be paid to test products? I think there is. I think if you go, so first of all, Good Housekeeping, I don't know if they pay you for that though. I think you can sign up and do it for free to be a tester, but I know Good Housekeeping has a program where you can do that. And other companies, I don't know where you live, but you can also look up, like if you live in the area of like a headquarters, like for example, 3M is in Minnesota, P&G, they're in Ohio, so in Cincinnati. Like if you're in any of those areas that are close to head offices or headquarters, or even if they send away, you can go on their websites and you can see if there are any opportunities, like paid opportunities to be a product tester. That's a good question. All right. Oh, Lisa says she just ordered more mop heads. Awesome. All right. Is there any, sing it. This is such a cool question. Is there any cleaning advice you'd give to your younger Clean My Space self? Plenty. I think the biggest piece of advice I would give to myself is to not stress as much about cleaning. Really, because I did stress so much about it. And cleaning is one of those things where you can strive for continual perfection and it can drive you insane. And I think what I learned sort of as I got into this, and one of the nicest realizations I've had doing this work, and I think the way that I've been able to help so many people too, is just to help people realize like clean enough is also perfect. Like it's perfect for you. So find what your level of clean enough means and strive for that. Like if I showed you what's going on in my office right now, I think a lot of you would raise an eyebrow big time, but it's okay for me. And I'm not saying it's like perfect, but I'm also saying it's tolerable. And I know how much time I want to spend dealing with it versus how much time I want to spend dealing with other things. And I'm perfectly fine with it. So yeah, that's a great question. Thanks for asking me to take a little moment and pause there. All right. Jessica, hope I said your name correctly. Advice on tackling built-up grime from previous tenants. I'm in New York City, and while I love my historic apartment, the kitchen has built-up grease and so many grimy cracks between the walls and the baseboards. Yes, I have 2 thoughts for you. So the first one, no, I have 3. The first one is the magic eraser. So I was talking about this earlier, the magic eraser bath. So magic eraser in general, they have a heavy duty. It is such a powerful cleaning tool. And it doesn't need product. So basically glove up. I like to glove up when I use a magic eraser, wet it, and it, foam it up a little. Like I do this because it's like squeeze it, foam it up a bit, and then just start doing circular motions. You can do the S pattern, which I talk about all the time. and then rinse really well. And you will see this thing cuts through grease very easily. Grease and grime and buildup. It's really, really effective. So you can give it a shot. Number 2, if you don't want to use a magic eraser, an enzyme-based cleaner like Crud Cutter. So that's spelled KRUDKUTTER. Again, someone in my team can hopefully get you a link. Crud Cutter is going to be great as a heavy-duty degreaser. So you can spray that on the areas that are gross. Really important with degreasers / enzyme-based cleaners is you want to give them the opportunity to sit. So you want to spray it on liberally so it doesn't dry up. You want it to be like soaking wet. And then about 5 minutes later or so, you can attack it with a sponge and you will be able to get rid of that. And then you want to rinse it well and then pat it dry. If you need to repeat, you totally can. The third thought I have for you is to use a steam cleaner. This is sort of a step out of the norm, but you can also give it a shot and see how it goes for you. Now, the thing is with steam cleaning is like not everyone wants to invest. And right now, sorry to do a Cyber Monday plug, but you can get a steam cleaner at a very good price. The one that I would recommend is made by Dupray, Dupray. They have one called the Neat, and I think that's really the best one for home use. Steam is incredible for cleaning and just breaking through all kinds of grease and grime. And you're mentioning like grimy cracks between walls and baseboards. Nothing escapes steam. So you can also give that a try. Now, the downside is you have to store it, and you live in an apartment in New York City. So I imagine square footage comes at quite the premium for you. But if it's something you want to look at, you can. But B, there's a bit of a learning curve. You know, you have to like learn what all the different tools are, how to take it apart, put it together. But once you learn it, and then you can use it. And it's great for disinfecting and cleaning. And like really, it gets the job done very quickly. Long answer, 3 different options. But yes, I hope that helps. And then you do mention that your floors are from the 1800s and they have cracks. That, my friend, is called character. Can't do anything about that. That's just character. We're going to live with that. Beyond sweeping and vacuuming, there truly is nothing that you're going to be able to do to restore that. All right. We've got a question from Danny Magoski. DIY stain remover for a rug. Yeah. So you can do 2 parts hydrogen peroxide, 1 part Dawn dish soap. And when I talk about parts, I don't know how big the stain is. So, you know, you only want to use however much you need in that moment, or else the hydrogen peroxide is going to deteriorate, as I mentioned earlier. So, you know, I don't know if it's like a teaspoon, and a teaspoon, or if it's a bigger stain and you need to use more, but just 2 parts hydrogen peroxide, 1 part Dawn. What you're then going to do is you're going to blot up as much of the stain as you can with paper towel, or you're going to scrape. We want to do this. I always say we're going to desert the stain, or make the stain a desert, not dessert. Make the stain a desert. We want to make it flat and dry. And this is going to make the stain the most primed to remove, because you're not spreading any extra stain material after you've blotted it and scraped up any leftovers. Okay. Once that's done, you're going to apply the cleaner that we just talked about. You're going to rub it in either with a little cleaning toothbrush or just with your finger. You want to get it a little bit foamy. You don't want to do too much product. And I'm going to tell you why. It's hard to get soap out of a rug. And you have too much soap in the rug left behind, you're going to have like a sticky spot, and then it's going to attract more dirt, and it's always going to be dirty forever. So be very careful. Once you've let it sit, you can then scrub the area gently with a cleaning toothbrush. You can add a little bit of extra water, and then you're going to start blotting. So you're going to rinse and blot, and you're going to do cold water so that you don't set anything in there. And that should help. A great alternative if you're looking for a ready-made product that's fairly safe and effective to use. I really love Folex, Folex. And if someone from my team is watching, they will drop a link for you in the description. I say that because like my team is watching, but as I mentioned, we're also a small team. And I know everyone's very, very busy with Cyber Monday, and it's bananas, bonkers, whatever going on back there. So if my team is able to support in that way, they will. But for those of you who don't know, like my team works on both Clean My Space here, doing lives on YouTube, and also on Makers Clean. So we're just dispersed. So I hope they can get those links to you. Okay. Oh, we have someone watching from Bahamas. James. Hi, James. Okay. Next up, what is the easiest way to clean makeup brushes and how often should they be cleaned? Ugh, I just did this last night because I was going on the show this morning and I looked at my makeup brush, the one that I use for foundation, and ugh, it was so gross. So here's what I do. You can use hand soap. You can use face wash. You can use baby shampoo. I don't care what you have. You need some sort of soap. You can use Dawn, like dish liquid, or you're in Europe, so I think it would be fairy liquid where you are. Um, what you do is you just get a little bit of soap. What does soap do? Soap cuts grease from a surface, and that's what we need here. We've got oils and stuff from our makeup. We just need something that's going to break that bond. So I apply some of it into my hand, like soap. I'll just put it into my hand. I'll take the brush and I wet it first. You never want to have your brush dry. You always want to make it wet so that it can pick up the soap and it can start to be agitated. Then I sort of just swirl it around in my hand and then I rub it and I get it nice and foamy. And then I give it a good rinse. And I sort of run it over a towel gently just to get out any excess moisture. And then I let it air dry. How often they should be cleaned? If I'm being an amazing human being and makeup applier, I would do it once a week. That's if I had all the time in the world and I did everything perfectly. I don't, and I'm not. So, very honestly, I probably clean my brushes once a month. Embarrassing, but true. Okay. Oh, Lisa says, I just received kits for my business. I always use your cloths. I love hearing that. You know, the whole reason I developed the line of Makers Clean products is because I too have a cleaning business, and microfiber cleaning tools made a huge difference for me in terms of productivity and results. So I was cutting my cleaning time in half, literally, with better quality products. And at the time in 2015, there was nothing available. Like you couldn't just go on, like you couldn't just go to stores and get high quality microfiber. And I'm still positive that it's very difficult to find the caliber of microfiber that we sell at Makers Clean. Like, yeah, you can go on Amazon and get like the cheap stuff, no problem. Or you can go to Costco or whatever, big box store that you have, and you can get microfiber cloths. They're not going to perform the way ours do. Ours are developed for pros, like for people like me who A, hate cleaning, but B, need great results. They're a little bit more expensive because the material is that much better, but the difference is palpable. So, yeah. And Lisa, I'm excited for you. You're a huge fan. You've watched all our videos. Sounds like you've got a cleaning business going. That's amazing. Like I love hearing that. And I'm so happy for you. Okay. Oh, here we go. Jorska says the magic eraser tip I got from your channel saved my glass shower doors. They have at least 4 years of built up scum and grime from the last people who lived here, and now it's almost good as new. I'm really glad to hear that because that is proof that the rest of your apartment in New York is going to be glowing just from a magic eraser. And fun fact, the first time I got to learn about magic eraser, Mr. Clean was doing a special event in New York. Mr. Clean, if you're watching, you can always bring me back to New York for another one. It was a very fun event. And the Hot Property brother was there. I mean, I know they're twins. What are their names? Drew and Steve? No, Drew and I don't know, whatever. Okay. The hot one was there. Jonathan. Okay. I mean, they're both good. Listen, guys, if you're watching, sorry, you're both good looking, but like the notably out there attractive hot guy, he was the one that was working with Mr. Clean. It was a great day for me. It was a great day. He and I got to hang out in a bathtub. It was an empty bathtub, but we were talking about cleaning glass. It was very fun. Okay. Jessica from North Carolina, and I came here for the glass shower question as well. Thanks. I'm so glad to hear that. Honestly, love when there's easy answers to cleaning questions. Oh, and I have tons of links in here. Thank you. Someone from my team is watching. And 747 Angel says, I appreciate your thoughtful response. I'll look into Life Proof. I appreciate that suggestion. You're welcome. Listen, like, this is what I love to do. Like, if I can solve your cleaning problem and make your day a little bit easier, I've done my job, and I'm really happy to be able to do that. Sing It responds and says, I've come to accept that grown me needs to do what grown folks do. Go on and get the cleaning done. You've been very helpful in your hate for cleaning for me over the years. I love to hear that. Absolutely love to hear that. I think it's so hard, like online, like you see all these people, and even me, I really I struggle with it. Like I'll see these other people who, they create cleaning content and they're just like, I love cleaning. I want to clean all day. Like, good for you. Like, that is not me. That does not resonate with me. I would not watch, that content. So I like to be like, the cleaning expert for the rest of us. Also, I've been in the game since 2012. So I'm pretty OG. So these, other people that love cleaning, I love that journey for them, but I'm here for you. Okay. Lisa, you said, can you just repeat the cleaner you just talked about? I missed it. Just cue me on what that cleaner was, because I've been doing a lot of talking and I can't remember. Okay. Oh, hello. And Jom769, you are one of our members. So thank you. And I do remember you because I remember your very cool thumbnail that looks like wet glass or ice on glass. Anyway, would LifeProof be a good option for my bathtub, whose enamel is pretty much gone in the first half, which makes it easy to stain and difficult to clean? Yeah. So the thing is with LifeProof, it'll tell you right on the package the surfaces that it's safe for. I don't have that information off the top of my head. Enamel tubs can be really difficult. You can get them re-enameled, which would make your life a lot easier. It's a bit of an expense, but I do think if you have something that's expensive like an enamel tub, it is sort of worth restoring it just so that it's not giving you grief all the time. Sometimes, like, we're our own worst enemies. We fight we fight things. And I heard this saying many years ago. I'm sure this isn't the first person to say it, but it was something along the lines of, um, in a Deepak Chopra CD, like I was listening to it, and he would always talk about taking the path of least resistance. And it's like, if your tub is giving you so much grief, the path of least resistance might actually be just getting it refinished, and then it'll be so much easier to take care of. And then once that's done, if LifeProof is safe to use on enameled surfaces, which I have a feeling it is, it would make the job so much easier. The thing is with LifeProof, it's not a one and done. It's a surface product, and it will get sort of wiped off or cleaned off over time. So you have to redo it every 3 to 6 months, depending on how used the surface is. And given that this is a tub, it's going to get wet. It's going to have exposure to product all the time. So you will have to redo it on a fairly regular basis, but it does protect it and make it so much easier to clean. Okay, Lisa, the product I was recommending for hard water stains and showers was the Magic Eraser. So there you go. Okay, here's a question about decluttering the garage. Where can I start? Okay. I'm like deep breathing for you. That's a big job. So the first place that you can start is by just taking an inventory right off the top and saying, I know I don't need this anymore, and I'm just going to start hauling it out. So anything that you don't need, just start by moving that out immediately, and give yourself like 10 minutes to do it. Because if you're on a time limit, you tend to get things done. Most people tend to do well with a time limit. So give yourself 10 minutes and just say, okay, I see like the Christmas tree from 1979. There's like old tires in here. I'm going to get that out. If you can't physically do it, use your finger and just point and have someone else do it for you. But that's where I would begin. Number one. Number two, and I would do this in chunks because garages are big spaces. They tend to be quite cluttered. So maybe you want to give yourself 2 hours on Saturday, 2 hours on Sunday, or an hour a day for a week. Like however you're going to break your time down. If you overwhelm yourself, you're never going to get started. So let's just start easy. Once that's done, like once you've sort of scheduled it out, just start taking items out section by section. Reorganizing if things are a mess. If you're a golfer and you have like golf things in 6 different locations, centralize it. If your bikes are all over the place, get bike hooks. If you have shovels and brooms and this and that, like get hooks where you can start hanging things just to make the space more organized and palatable. Another thing that people really like for garages are overhead storage bins. So you can basically install I don't know how to say, like a rail system. Honey Can Do makes them, so you can look that up. I think a lot of companies are making them now, but they're really cool. I can't use it in my garage because I have a low ceiling. So check the ceiling height. If you have a loft, that could work really well for you as well. You can also get sort of those cupboards to organize things in your garage. You can get a slatted wall. You can get pegboard. Like there are lots of different ways that you can sort of set up organizing space in there. But the first thing you need to do is declutter and get the junk out of there. This is going to be a great opportunity for Facebook Marketplace. So if you have like a buy nothing group in your area, or if you have something valuable where you're like, I don't need a snow thrower anymore, you can take pictures of it and sell it on Facebook Marketplace. You can sell it at a very, very reasonable price and get rid of it quickly. You can put it out on your front lawn. Like I know in my area, like people just leave things out on the lawn and like, boom, it's gone the next day. So lots of different options for getting rid of things, but the decluttering is job one. Once you've decluttered and kind of reorganized, the last part of the job, I would say, is to sweep the floor. And then if you have a pressure washer, you can pressure wash it as well. It's a big job. It's a job I don't particularly care for. But I know because I don't care for that job, I've been really careful with what I put in my garage. So the good news is once you do this, you might remember how much work it took you, and it might encourage you to put less in your garage or be more mindful or thoughtful about what you actually store in there so that you're not completely overwhelmed. Hope that helps. Okay. John, another question. Curious. You often say you started a cleaning company and had no knowledge and hated cleaning. Why did you choose that type of business? I know. Because I'm crazy. No. Okay. Truly, the reason I started that business is because I wanted to find a business that had a great opportunity for recurring revenue. And the business that I wanted to go into, which was jewelry design, had a very high cost of entry, very high competition, and did not exactly have a recurring revenue structure. Whereas when you go into something that's sort of tradesy, like cleaning or air duct cleaning or, anything where there's some sort of recurring business model, it's actually a very good business to be in. So I sort of put on my entrepreneurship hat and thought that through. And then I sort of dove in and learned what I could about the business. So I don't love cleaning itself, but I do love the cleaning business, if that makes sense, because there's a lot of money to be made in the cleaning business because there are people like me all over who just don't want to clean and they don't like doing it or they don't have time for it and they need some help. And that's where the opportunity lies. So yeah, by the way, if you're out there and you're like, what am I going to do in 2026? Think about starting a cleaning business. It is a darn good business. Okay. Dana. Dana says, thanks so much for the video on cleaning tools and tricks for people with health and mobility issues. That video series is called our Limited Mobility Series. Someone in my team, if you can drop a link to that video series, I'd be greatly appreciative. I'm an antique, oh, come on, who loves to clean my house, but lifelong methods don't work anymore. You are so welcome. And it was such, that video meant a lot to me and my whole team, to be honest, because we got such phenomenal feedback about that. And it is something that had been asked of us for so many years. And it was always on our to-do list and we never sort of got around to it. And I want to say I started filming, like, I think the team and I worked on that video maybe a year and a half ago now. We did so much research on that, because it's like a really important topic, Dana. Like all of a sudden out of nowhere, you could wake up and have rheumatoid arthritis and squeezing a trigger bottle just isn't going to happen anymore, or vacuuming or repetitive motion or bending down or picking up or scrubbing. Like there are so many things that can happen seemingly overnight that make us unable to do what we used to be able to do. But it doesn't mean that our standards have changed or our desires or our wants have changed. And yeah, we just got such an overwhelming amount of positive feedback and appreciation for that video. I wish there was more I could do for folks with limited mobility. I really do. But I hope that that video is a good start point. And by the way, if you have any thoughts or feedback on any other videos you would like to see in that realm, please don't hesitate to leave a comment. That goes for you, Dana, or anyone else watching, because we are always looking for additional ways that we can help. Okay. Oh my gosh. Jorska says, I haven't tried Crud Cutter. That sounds like it might be exactly what I need. I also just bought a steam cleaner on Black Friday. So I'm glad to hear that that will be helpful when it arrives. Oh my God. I love this. I'm excited for you. Like a steam cleaner is going to make a huge difference for you. And so will Crud Cutter. Telling you, like, you try some of these products and you're like, where have these been my whole life? Like, for example, look at Susan. I just tried the Mr. Clean bath thingy. It's called the Mr. Clean Magic Eraser bath, I believe is what it's called. Like, I think that's the technical term, and it's amazing. It is amazing. Like, I have to tell you, I struggle with Magic Eraser. I don't want to love it. I don't. But every time I try it, I'm just like, what the swear word? It is so good. So, you got to give it up. You got to give it up. And like, why are we struggling here? We don't need to struggle. If there's an easy solution, we want the solution. Okay, Sandy. The water dispenser on my refrigerator, oh boy, do I know this one, leaves water drips occasionally, and the plastic tray has hard water deposits. I've used vinegar to no avail, maybe because it's plastic. Any ideas? So yeah, vinegar does the trick usually, Sandy. So if you can remove that tray and soak it, that would be my next suggestion. If you can't remove the tray and soak it, my next suggestion would be to wet a paper towel, soak it with vinegar, apply it to the tray, and then cover it in plastic wrap and tape the area with painter's tape. And what this is going to do is it's going to trap in the moisture from the vinegar. And it's just going to allow everything to really sink in and do its job. You can leave that overnight, and then you can remove it, scrub it, rinse it, whatever you need to do. Now, if none of that works, you can also use CLR. They have a foam product. Like CLR has a liquid, but then they also have a foam. Now, the reason the foam is useful is because it's sticky, okay? So imagine you could like spray vinegar onto something. That's essentially what the CLR foam is able to do. And it can break down those hard water deposits. So consider that. And that could also help. And just in general, you can look into why the hard water is there. It might mean there's like a little leak that you need to fix. So just some food for thought. Or you can also wipe the area off. So I look at mine sometimes and it's got some drips, and I'll just like, if I'm holding a microfiber cloth, I kind of glance over at the fridge and just give it a wipe if I see it wet, because I don't want those things building up. Okay. Oh, that's so nice. Thank you so much. I can absolutely vouch for the quality of your microfiber cloths, and it does cut cleaning time by a lot. Yeah, thank you. I'm glad to hear that. Okay. Okay. Tall Fam 86. Morning, Melissa. Happy holidays. Thank you. Happy holidays to you too. I'm so excited the holidays are here. I kind of love the holiday season. I'm ashamed to admit it, but my shower is gross. Don't be ashamed. You're among friends here. This is a safe space. We all have gross stuff in our house. What products can I use to cut the buildup and grime and mold? I'm 64 and very tall. Help. Okay. The fact that you're very tall already is helping you. I think I speak for average to short people all around the world. It would be so much easier to be taller if I had to clean a shower. So you already have a leg up. Get it? No pun intended. Okay. So I've talked a lot today about Mr. Clean Magic Eraser Bath. That's a great product for you to try. For the mold and mildew, you can try Active Mold Remover. I can get, there's a link in the comments there for you, as well as Concrobium. That's going to help as well. So that would be good for like more of the long-standing issues, like in your grout and in the caulking. So you can give those a shot. But I have to say, like, the Magic Eraser Bath really is going to cut through a lot of the grime. I even tested it on that pink mold, that pink buildup, and it worked like a charm. So I just want to end it there for you. I think that's going to solve the problem. So give it a shot. Okay, what's this? Hi, Melissa. I love all your amazing tips. Could you please tell me how to safely clean a reglazed rub? I know you mean tub, which I inherited. Thank you. Okay. So if it's reglazed, that tells me that it is either ceramic or cast iron. So we want to use something that, we want to be like somewhat careful, but it's pretty durable. So I would use like a non-scratch sponge. So like a non-scratch, if you like Scrub Daddy, you can look for their non-scratch version. If you like Scotch Brite, you can look for their blue version, which is non-scratch. At Maker's Clean, we have our scrub cloths. Those are also non-scratch. And you can use a product that has a mild abrasive. So I'm going to run through a whole bunch of them with you, and you can sort of experiment or pick the one that you like and see what works. So the pink stuff is going to be a great one that you can give a shot. Barkeeper's Friend has a great bathroom product. You can try that, as does CLR, Brilliant Bath. Awesome. Those would be my 3 top picks, honestly. And if it's just mild, you can even use something like Dawn Power Wash. That would even do a great job. And you just want to make sure that you're scrubbing and you're rinsing and you're not scrubbing too hard so you don't cause any scratches. But otherwise, it's a pretty easy to maintain situation that you've got yourself there. Okay. What's your advice? This is a good question on packing to move and cleaning at the same time. Yeah, this is a big job. So I think most of you know I recently moved in April as part of my divorce. And it was a lot of work. There was a lot of dividing and packing and cleaning and decluttering. And I would say just to work room by room and to be organized. So keep a list of where you're putting things. So my mom and I worked together. Like she helped me. She came over and she was helping me pack just, as like a time, because I was in a bit of a time crunch situation. But we worked together and we had a list. So we would number the box. So like box number 1, office. And then we would sort of like write out what was in the box. So we had like a guide. So I knew where everything was. And then I labeled the box on the outside. So I knew, on the day of moving, the movers knew where to put everything. So that was number 1. While we were doing that, we were also able to declutter and get rid of a lot of things and see if you're able to, like, moving is a messy time. So it's going to be really hard to clean and or live in a clean space while you're moving. It's just like you've got to accept the level of chaos that you're dealing with. So, I mean, just do your best to sort of pile things off in a corner and then like vacuum. But aside from that, like it's not, your house is going to look beautiful while you're moving. So you can keep your kitchen and your bathroom as clean as possible. Rooms, try to tuck everything into a corner and vacuum to keep dust at bay. Try to get rid of as much garbage as you can on a regular basis. But aside from that, like just accept the chaos. And even when you're moving into your new place, just accept the chaos. Once you've moved out of your place, it's very easy to clean because it's an empty box. So either you can do that or you can hire help or you can have someone come in and give you a hand. That's when you can really worry about cleaning it well. And then, of course, before you unpack in your new space, you can make sure that you've cleaned that as well. But as soon as you start unpacking, it's going to become infinitely harder to get that really squeaky clean feel. Okay. Okay. Alex, happy month, Melissa. What's your advice to clean porcelain floor to keep it clean? Oh my God, porcelain floor is the easiest. You can use anything. You can use the Maker's mop and a spray bottle filled with like all-purpose cleaner or a little bit of dish soap and water. You can use a steam mop. Like if you have a steam mop, people love steam mops. People love steam mops, by the way. Also another great thing to pick up on Cyber Monday. Perfect for porcelain floors. They're so durable and they can handle literally anything. So I would say those would be great options. Elizabeth, how do you get hard water stains off of shower glass doors? We talked about this many times. That magic eraser bath is going to do it for you. Okay, let's see here. Sherry, I have a stone kitchen floor and backsplash. Neither one was ever glazed. when we bought the house. What can we use to get out the stains? It looks like the former owner already damaged it. Okay. Nothing. Unfortunately, if you're going to get it, if you're going to get the stains out, you got to get everything refinished. And I'm sorry, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. That is the truth. It's not going to be cheap, but then once it's done, it can be resealed and then you can take care of it and you're not going to have the stains. Or you accept the stains and it is what it is. There's no way to clean those out. I'm so sorry, Sherry. I wish I had better news for you. But that's that. And it really sucks when people aren't respectful of those surfaces and they leave stains on them. Maybe they don't know. But yeah, if you have natural stone, you want to make sure that you're sealing it and that you're resealing it every 6 months or so, or else it can lead to permanent damage. And that you're keeping certain things like acids, so vinegar and certain cleaning products, you want to just keep that off the surfaces altogether. Alrighty. Oh, Lisa, those fancy blue interior oven tips for cleaning. Those are self-cleaning ovens. So you have to go easy on them. If you do indeed want to clean those by hand, please be careful. You can void the warranty of the oven. Manufacturers will look for any reason to void a warranty, quite frankly. So like if it's yours, that's one thing. If it's a client, you would have to have a conversation with them about that ahead of time. Maybe even get them to sign off on it first so that, you're not at fault. If anything does happen, you can set it to self-clean. That would make it really easy. But the other thing you could do is just use some Dawn Power Wash on a paper towel. So you can spray it, let the Dawn Power Wash sit and sort of wipe and rinse that way. I wouldn't use anything past Dawn Power Wash. My friends, I have just a couple more minutes. We have so many great questions coming in. So I just want to see if there's anything I can answer that I haven't already covered. DIY carpet cleaning. Okay, a question about your answer to the DIY carpet cleaning solution. Will the peroxide lift the color out of the carpet or just the stain? This is a great question. You always want to test it in a hidden area first. I didn't mention that earlier, but thank you. It should not, but test it just to be safe. So find a little hidden corner, maybe under a piece of furniture or something like that. Give it a whirl, see what happens. Okay, here's a good question about making indoor air less stuffy if it's damp when cleaning besides opening windows. So this, there are a couple of things you can do. First of all, make sure that your furnace filter has been changed. If your home is feeling stuffy, that's generally why, number one. Number two, you can use an air purifier. You can run an air purifier. If you don't have one, again, it's Cyber Monday. They're going to be on sale. Great way to sort of remove stuffiness. If it's damp, you might also want to consider a dehumidifier. Also something you can find on sale today. You can also adjust, if you have the ability to, the dehumidifier/humidifier in your home, and that should make a difference as well. Okay, Lee has a question about cleaning your washing machine. It's got an odor. This could be a big problem. This could be a small problem. So let's start with it being a small problem. Get yourself one of those washing machine cleaning tablets. Active sells them, Fresh sells them, Tide sells them, or powder. They're pretty easy to come by. Run the hottest possible cycle or the tub clean cycle with one of those tablets or treatments on its own. You just put it right there in the drum. That's it. If you need to, you can run it a second time. If it's got odor that's lingering, it might be an issue in the gasket. In that case, you would want to deal with the mold and mildew issue in the gasket. Active, we talked about that. Active mold remover, incredible for dealing with that issue. If it persists, you might have a longer standing issue. You might want to look at cleaning out the washing machine filter, which is typically at the bottom of the washing machine. But I do have several videos on how to maintain your washing machine and how to deal with smelly washing machines. So if someone from the team is watching and able, if they can drop a link to that, or you can go right to the YouTube channel, the Clean My Space YouTube channel. And you can head over there and have a look. Okay. All right. There are so many great questions here. I don't want to get into them because then there's just going to be more coming through. But okay. I'm going to answer these last two. Will wants to know how tall I am. Weird question, but okay. I'm 5'4". Marta wants to know what. Sorry, I don't mean a weird question like a weird way. It's just like, oh, no one's ever asked me how tall I am. 5'4". Okay. Hi. What to do when you have like 4 pieces of white clothes and we want to wash them because the washing machine would be mostly empty, but I want to wash those white clothes. Thanks. Love this question. Your washing machine might have a quick wash cycle. In the event that it does, that's the cycle that you want to use. If not, you might be able to adjust for load size. So you might be able to say this is a small load. Like sometimes it'll say, is it a small, medium, large load? So you can say it's a small load. You can also switch over to cold water. I know you're washing whites, so you might want to use hot water. I use cold water. But cold water would make it a little less expensive. And the other way to make it more energy efficient is to run your machine after peak energy hours. So where I am, it's like after 7 a.m. and before 7 p.m. are the most expensive times to use your electronic stuff. And then after that is sort of the much cheaper price to use your appliances. So I tend to do that after. So maybe not a perfect answer, but hopefully an answer. Okay, my friends, it's been a slice. It's been a December slice of fruitcake or pumpkin pie or whatever it is for you that you like to eat during the holidays. It's been an absolute pleasure doing these lives with you for 2025. We have lots of fun stuff, including a wrap-up video coming toward the end of this year. There's great stuff happening over at Makers Clean, so make sure you're on that email list. And also right here at Clean My Space, you can join our email list to the Dirty Dish and see what we're up to. You can also catch me on Instagram at Melissa Maker, where I share pretty much everything about my life that I want to share online. Not my height, but a lot of other just day-to-day stuff, things that I'm doing that aren't cleaning related. So you can always find me there. I also share like really funny, sarcastic stuff. So yeah, you can check that out if you want at Melissa Maker. And then of course at Clean My Space on Instagram as well. When you're doing your shopping, just remember to be mindful. It's like really easy to get swept up in all these deals. We've tried to be so careful with how much we talk about that stuff because we never want to, push you to buy something that you don't actually need. And that's kind of a rule that we have. Like if it's not useful and not something that would actually help improve somebody's life, we don't really want to talk about it. Yeah. And that's about it. I honestly, I wish all of you like the most wonderful holiday season. I hope it's safe. I hope it's full of joy and wonderful moments with family or friends or people who are important to you. I hope you go into 2026 with a clear head and lots to look forward to. And I will be there with some great ideas and great ways for you to kick off the new year. Don't you worry. All right, my friends, have a good one. And I'll see you very, very soon.